here to talk about happiness and how to achieve this ever elusive dream, this pipe dream, if you will. And the basic idea of happiness, for me at least, is happiness is something that makes us temporarily forget our own mortality. Because and it helps us feel we have a place in the world, like we're supposed to be here. Kind of gives us a meaning to our own existence, if you will. And to start off, I want to talk about life with a lyric from a song. It's everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. It's a line from the British metalcore band Bring Me the Horizon off their song Hospital for Souls. And I like this line a lot because it talks about, because everyone, even if you believe in an afterlife for now, everyone wants to live, everyone wants to achieve, because I think everyone, all of us believe that even after now there's something more that we can get, there's something more we can achieve for ourselves. And yeah, so for my credibility, like most of you here, I'm alive, and I think, yeah, as long as we are here, we'll fight for greener grass and get into better places. And after watching the documentary Happiness Is, I did some research on it through other reputable sources and compiling my own thoughts and views on the subject, and here we are. I was compelled to make this speech. So the main point I want to get from this is, while one, you can't be happy all the time, it just doesn't work that way. Because most of us, we want to feel alive. Living is being happy, but I think most of us from day to day, we just exist. We don't live, if you know what I'm talking about. Day in, day out, you follow the same routine. It's the same thing, 1, 2, 3, like a robot. We're basically robots follow the same routine, whether or not it's work or not. We just exist. We're not living to what we could be. And of course, you can't do that all the time because, well, you only have so much time and you got stuff to do. And by the time I'm out of the spotlight, you guys should know how happiness is achievable by, first of all, making sure 3 things are checked off on your bucket list. 1, you got to be healthy, both physically and mentally. Second, you got to be altruistic. You got to give in more ways than one. Besides basic charity, there's more ways you can give to others that I'll elaborate on later. And finally, you got to belong. You need a sense of belonging in this world if you want to begin to feel happiness, feel the happy high, I guess. And so it begins. So the main point I want to make for health is that it helps us extend our lives, because like everyone else, we're striving to be better. And if you live healthier, physically and mentally, you have a longer life, so you got more time to fix what's going on, and truly you try to achieve your happiness. And yeah, so like I can say, our bodies, we're in a constant state of decay. We don't age, we decay, you know. We're rotting since from when we mature, and yeah, we just go back to the dirt. And once again, living healthy does allow us to live longer than others, and life is, yeah, you can use more, the more time you get in life, the more you can use it in the pursuit of happiness. And being physically fit, first of all, allows us to do more with our life, and it allows us to enjoy and interact with our natural world, the world around us, the way others and who are not as fit can't. Like, we can enjoy hikes, we can enjoy the scenery from the top of a beautiful mountain, we can go rock climbing, sledding, whatever. Unless you enjoy our temporary home, because this is here for a while, but we really are not. And yeah, and also being unhealthy does decrease your lifespan, because there's a lot of things you can do to be unhealthy, whether it's, you know, chowing down cheeseburgers continuously or puffing down cancer sticks. And yeah, it also leaves you mentally unhappy, because when you aren't healthy, you feel like you're just not good enough. You don't have as much of a claim to life as others, your peers, might. And yeah, also, mental health does affect our happiness in a way, because when life is well, according to the Harvard School of Public Health in one of their articles, optimism and general mental well-being in such matters as hopefulness and kindness affect our body as well, and reducing the risk of such diseases as coronary heart disease, which allows us to live longer and enjoy more without tons of medical bills. It's right in America, we get free healthcare. And yeah, if you maintain a positive outlook on life, no matter how difficult it may be, you gotta be like a boxer. You gotta swing with the punches. You gotta move with the punches, and you have to accept the fact that you are gonna get punched continuously in life. And yeah, another way of feeling good mentally, once again, how to achieve mental health, is by empowering ourselves. Because you think about it, altruism is kind of a selfish endeavor in a way that it makes us feel better about ourselves. We do it, I think, mainly for ourselves, whether it be for religious purposes or mental, because you feel better when you give, and it makes you feel like you belong because you matter in someone else's life. It just makes you feel like your existence in itself gives it a meaning, because other people, they're affected. It doesn't have to be a homeless person or like a charity or anything. Even if you own a pet, you're responsible for its existence as well-being. So it makes you matter to them. To them, you are everything, I guess. So in that way, you matter, and that's why altruism helps bolster your mental, your self-worth, and also your feeling that, yeah, I do matter. I should continue to exist, and life isn't meaningless. And yeah, altruism helps bolster our self-confidence once again, and it also helps us cement a place in our surroundings and helps us belong. Because as mentioned in the article Altruism, Happiness, and Health, It's Good to Be Good by Stephen Post in the International Behavioral Journal of Medicine of 2005, altruism boosts our mental health and increases our happiness and self-worth. There was an experiment mentioned in the article in the 1930s where it made essays written by nuns, and when interviewed, it found out that the nuns who gave more and had a better outlook on life, they lived about 10 years longer than their peers. And finally, this brings me to, I guess, my final point about belonging, because altruistic behaviors do help us feel like we belong. And what do I mean? The truth about being happy is that you simply can't be happy if you don't belong. You're like a fish out of water. So you gotta fit in, as a wise man once said, like peas and carrots. So first of all, if you feel as if you're a community or part of a place, it lends meaning to your existence despite where you are. And in the documentary, many of the people interviewed were street performers or musicians, and many of them weren't financially well off, but they belonged where they were. They contributed something of value to their community, to their peers, and that's what made them feel like they were worth it, and that despite their low financial situation, they still were happy and they still enjoyed their existence, which is not something a lot of us can say. And yeah, we live in two worlds, the real one and our own. What do I mean? So one is the real world as it is, and one is one we create based on our own perceptions and our ideas of others. And people, with their qualifications and everything, PhD, whatever, you think about it, you're just trying to justify why they belong in our universe. That's what human nature is. We've got to justify why we belong where we are. And that's just, yeah. And according to Amanda Iannotti of CNN, belonging is a primal fundamental to our sense of happiness and well-being. So let's review. Happiness, while not a permanent high, can be achieved by finding where you belong, being in a healthy state of mind and body, and by being an altruistic person. So now you guys know some of the insights of achieving that happy high, and you should try to strive for these goals so that the rest of your life can be spent happy and in peace with the world and all you've worked for. And yeah, it's been Saif. Have a good one.